So, topics. We have skeezy dancers.
Skeezy dancers. Okay.
Yeah, and what to do about them.
Mm-hmm.
The economics of hosting visiting instructors.
Yeah.
Idea of cultural authenticity.
That's a juicy one.
Can an American, Russian, or Korean ever be really a maestro at the highest levels?
Wait, this is my list.
Yeah, I'm reading your stuff.
Well, I didn't. Okay.
What? You didn't edit it?
I didn't edit. This is just for you.
Oh,
I didn't edit this list for general publicity. It's all recorded so far.
I know it's recorded, but you can edit.
Theoretically, but this is all good stuff. I don't know if I should.
Oh, I see. But I'm like reading off my phone.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna keep reading your list.
Well, just if something that seems a little
styles. What is Salon Nuevo Milonguero? I thought the whole list was good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. What is an encuentro? A lot of people don't understand that.
That's true.
Why aren't more artists playing at milongas more often?
Like new artists.
Like
Orquestra Romantica Milonguera or
Típica Victor, not Misterioso.
Yeah, Misterioso. Or
Sanssouci.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Juanderians. I mean, there are all those interpretive ones that they had,
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah. Why? Here's one that just made me think. Why do people dislike watching performances? I do. I know why.
Oh.
Yeah.
They didn't like it or did like it?
No, your performance was lovely.
That was the fakest thing I've
No,
ever
it was nice. I thought you guys looked really good.
No. But that's an interesting topic, right? It's like why do people dislike watching performances? I have my opinion on it.
Let's start with that one.
Okay.
Let's do that one.
Oh my god, the juiciest of juicy. I don't know, maybe not quite, but that's quite juicy. So, I have this thought that people don't like watching performances more in the U.S. Than in other countries.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in Argentina, when you go there, people are really supportive of performances.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of clapping, a lot of appreciation. And even if it's not a good performance, it's kind of like you did your thing, and we want to show that we respect that you're doing your thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also a participatory aspect between the audience and the performers.
It's true.
Even if they're not like, yeah, that was awesome, they're still like, yeah, you're up there.
Yeah, exactly. And, maybe more than just a congratulations.
Right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
You did the performance.
Yeah. You chose a song, you got dressed, and you went and danced.
Yeah.
Then there's the, and I think there's some great performers in Europe, and I think that they're appreciated, and a lot of great dancers live in Europe or spend most of their time in Europe. But here in the States, we don't. A lot of the best dancers leave the room when these performances start, and it almost doesn't matter who's there unless you have a big name. Then they're willing to stay.
And even then,
sometimes it's questionable. And my guess is not because these people care that you're taking 30 minutes out of their dance. That doesn't matter really. People might say that as an excuse. I don't really think that's the reason. I think that it's the quality of the performances oftentimes, because maybe we don't have not an atmosphere, but a history or like an attention to perform. We as teachers often go out there, do the thing just because an organizer asks us to perform. But as time has gone on in the United States, the performances in the past, we're not as maybe good as they are today. But back then we had a lot less information. So no YouTube to be able to look and watch great performers dance. So really, what you were watching you thought was great, and there was a lot less complaining about performing back then. Say 2000 to 2006 or something, and it seems like a newer phenomenon where, and I only say I started 2000 because that's when I started, but it could be much longer before that, and it seems like a newer phenomenon in the last 15 years, 10 years to something like that, where people are walking out of performances, and I think it's because they see someone like, I don't know, Maria Inés Bogado perform, and they have a level of greatness that they're thinking about.
If it's not Ines level,
I
don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. Yeah.
I think it's not about the quality of the dancing.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, for some people, absolutely, I'm sure that's a thing.
Okay.
I think the thing that you said at the very beginning is what I would absolutely agree with. The vibe is wrong. You when you see these performances, there's almost this element of like, show me what you got.
Yeah, sure.
Like, you're not that good.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen better.
Yeah.
And even if it's the couple they like, it's like, oh, they were better at a different performance.
Yeah.
There's this kind of like antagonistic relationship. And I think what you talked about when you said that in the supportive culture of the performances, supporting the performances or interacting with the crowd or the energy that comes behind it is not here in the United States. Partly because I think there's a large population who doesn't know what they're looking at.
Sure.
There's a portion of the population who doesn't know how to interact. Like there's that kind of like, oh, I'm at a performance.
Oh yeah.
You know, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
And then there's also that kind of that there's a portion of people who are like, you know, throwing shade, as my high school students would say.
Yeah, for sure.
So I
throwing shade.
And for that reason, I actually don't enjoy watching performances.
Because
there's no
I see
energy in the room.
Gotcha.
I don't care about the performance.
Yeah.
I care about the experience of the performance.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure, yeah.
Take, for example, when you guys performed last night.
Yeah.
People looked at me like I was crazy when I was whistling and clapping for you guys. Right? Actually, people turned around and went,
oh, wow.
You know, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of, and it's you know, I like you.
I appreciate that. That's
you're
nice.
Okay, right? You're all right, you know. You know, whether you guys were good or bad, that's not really the point.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I want to participate in your performance and enjoy the fact that you're out there.
You know, and I have a question to ask for you, and I'm going to make a statement and a question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that when people perform, I perform better. When people participate, I perform better.
Yes.
Do you feel this way?
Yes.
Yeah. When you feel the crowd, it energizes you.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And when they're silent zombies, you know, I think, oh my gosh, it's my fault. I'm doing something wrong.
It makes you nervous.
Yeah, it makes me more nervous. Yeah. And you know, I like that participatory, you know, portion of the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you said like, you know, you said, I hope I wasn't too loud. I'm like, I didn't even hear you. You know, like
it's a big room.
Yeah, it's a big room. And if there were 50 of you, you know, absolutely, I'd get out of here. But
that, you know, that might also be something.
What's that?
Well, from what I've seen on YouTube of Europe and of other venues, they pack them in.
Yeah, they do.
The venues are smaller or they're bigger and they have a lot of people.
Yeah. Have you seen Belgrade?
No.
Yeah, huge.
Huge.
I mean, Inez was telling me that in Belgrade there was, you know, like she showed me pictures, and I've seen the performances, that it's like the place with like double stacked. There's people upstairs, there's people down, you know, down the stairs, and then like 4 or 5 layers deep of people just sitting and standing. It's you know, I mean, she said it's like 1,000 people or something.
And the energy is probably
through the roof.
Electric.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Probably through the roof. And here we have this monstrous space, which is nice. I don't mind big space. But, you know, when you have 400 people in a dance, I don't know how many people here, I'm just guessing, 400 people in a monstrous space or 1,000 people in a tiny space, of course the energy is going to be different.
Right.
Yeah. You know, in San Diego there was a lot more connection with the audience. Yeah. So sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. You know, I mean, performing in actually in Tampa at the Tango Festival.
Really?
Yeah, there was more participation there. You know, not a lot, but there was more than some. You know, so some places they're a little more into it. Some places, or maybe there's just a small group of people who will excite the crowd.
You know what one of my shticks is when we do performances or shows, gigs really, for crowds who have never seen tango before or don't know what they're looking at. We do the first song and it's super quiet.
Of course.
Right? And then you know, I'm like, oh, how's everybody doing? You know, warm crowd.
Yeah.
And then I tell them, you know, in this dance, there's a thing that the audience does, the eso, esa,
sure,
that sort of stuff. And I kind of run them, I practice it with them.
Oh,
and like have them practice shouting it out as like a group. And,
fun.
And then we do the next song, and it's like, they have more fun.
Sure.
We have more fun. And the whole vibe, like, changes.
Yeah.
You know.
That might be a good thing for organizers to start doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, give that as a suggestion to to all organizers to, you know, when they're going to get on the microphone anyway and talk about something, so might as well throw that in there and say, hey, look, we want you to cheer on our instructors and yada yada.
And it's a little cheesy. But positivity and enjoying like life is not a terrible thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, so it could be a good option.
Anything else to say on this?
No,
I feel like we could
going.
We could beat this horse, but
yeah.
All right, what else we got
on the list?
Yeah, what else we got on the list?
On the Tapia list.
On your list too.
Well,
it doesn't have to be just
it's
mine.
It's not as easy to get to, right? Let's see. The Tapia list.